here we go, guys. You guys ready for all this?
No.
We're back.
We're back.
I'm back.
Oh God, we're back.
We're back. So, if you've watched these before, you've known we've only reviewed X-Men movies prior to this.
Yeah.
Sadly.
So, this time we're doing something a little different. We went and saw Ready Player One.
And this is what, like a few weeks.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, not
Just
2 weeks
yesterday.
ago at all.
all fresh on our mind.
Yeah.
So, plot synopsis is going to be a little light.
Okay, it is a light plot.
It is a light
Yeah.
plot, to be fair. Because I don't remember a lot of it.
It's a guilty pleasure movie, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. All right, so here's how we break this down usually. There's the plot, the villain, the action, the comedy, universe building, which we don't really need.
For that.
References and Easter eggs.
Yeah, we can
That's
ignore
that's
that.
that's
References
the
and Easter eggs is going to be the heaviest category
Just
here.
skip it.
That is the movie.
That is
Ready
the-
Player One is a reference and an Easter egg.
yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get this out of the way because I told you guys beforehand. Saw another review of this movie. They referred to it as Funko Pop the movie.
Funko Pop.
Because it's just
Buy our toys.
characters. Get these characters.
Dude, look at these. Look at
Yeah.
all the things that are in here that you like. We have them. You can have them too. Have them.
And you can see him in a movie now.
They're in a movie. Look, Tracers with the Iron Giant, guys.
There's 3 tracers plus in that movie.
Chun-Li, remember?
Plot.
Joust.
The plot, okay, so
Joust.
super cool virtual reality world is the thing. Like, you can earn money in it, and you can live your whole life in it. And it was all made by some super crazy smart dude.
Yeah. something
Holloway?
Like
Halliday?
Yeah.
Halliday.
Holiday, yeah.
Halliday.
There you go.
Holiday.
And Simon Pegg.
Garfunkel.
Simon Pegg's like,
Simon
yeah.
Pegg's his buddy.
Yeah. It's probably-
And they made the Oasis in order to give people a way to escape or whatever. And then Halliday goes and kicks the bucket, and
The video.
and leaves a video saying that there are 3 keys in the game, and you find them, you get his
You get the
fortune.
entire company.
You get
The
the
whole
Oasis to
Yeah,
yourself.
you get the
Yeah.
Oasis and his stock in the company and all that good stuff.
And to
So
find
it's like
them, you have to
trillions.
solve riddles.
Yeah, there are riddles.
Or beat gang.
It's more of, I wouldn't say riddles, but kind of. Well,
It-
they give it to you
yeah.
in a riddle, but
They're
it's more
straight
of
up
you have to go.
puzzles.
Yeah,
They're straight up riddles.
yeah, they are
They're-
riddles, but the way you go and after them is
Solving them
usually,
is
like,
riddles, obtaining them is skill, I
Yeah.
would say.
I don't know, driving backwards in a race ain't really a skill, but you know.
It's like a
Especially when it's on
scavenger,
Easter
whole
eggs.
like a
Yeah.
scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a big
Keys.
scavenger hunt is
But
what it
then
is.
big rival company doesn't like that, so they're trying to find the keys to get.
So they've
full
built
monopoly.
a video game army
Yeah, they just
To-
go into
to-
the VR world.
to try to brute force their way through the rules of
Hence
this
the
thing.
villains. Which
Yeah.
they're what are they called again?
The Sixers?
No,
The company.
IO?
Sure.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, because the
Man.
building is shaped like a 101.
We just saw
Yeah,
this
1-0.
yesterday. You'd think.
Yesterday, you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they got a big army and they're trying to just
Send body after
yeah,
body.
they're
at it.
sending waves of people at it, trying to figure it out. Then our main guy, Wade Watts, who's named like that because his dad thought he was like a superhero, like Bruce
Wonder
Banner.
why.
Peter Parker. Mm.
Yeah, any of those alliteration comic book names.
Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins, my God.
By God, the most superhero.
They have a cool race scene with King Kong and a DeLorean and the bike from Akira.
There's a lot of cool vehicles in that.
There's a lot of
scene.
really cool vehicles in there if you pay attention close enough. And then they're
That's where the love interest.
yeah,
is
that's
from.
where girl gets introduced. Artemis, is her
Yeah,
Artemis.
character name.
Yeah.
Did we mention his character name? Parzival?
Parzival.
Yeah, that's his-
there you go.
And he's got his friend H, right?
Yeah.
H, yeah.
H was dope.
H is dope.
Which was dope.
And then
Spoiler.
so they do the
Spoiler
race
alert.
and Parzival stops Artemis from crashing her bike because no one ever gets past King Kong.
Yeah. It's like a rule, but he's like, wait, Holly doesn't like making rules.
So they go and fix their bike, and then he goes and looks at fucking playbacks of movies of Halliday's memory.
Spoiler alert, the reason why he stops her from King Kong is because once you die, you lose everything.
Use
There you go.
coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lose
All that
everything.
Muns.
And
Yeah.
she was already a big Twitch streamer as he threw out the word
Yeah.
Twitch.
Twitch
Huge
was-
Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Good to
Yeah.
know in 40 years Twitch is still around.
Been
Yeah.
heard about YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Product placement.
Yeah,
Product
exactly.
placement.
Also, the other half of this movie that's not references is product placement.
Oh yeah, definitely. Them Hello Kitties walking around.
Yeah.
There were like 3 of them.
Yeah.
And it was on her bike.
It was on her bike too.
But the reason why they're doing the race is because they've known that's where the key is
Somebody
supposed to
found
be. You
where
have to
that's
beat
where
the
first
race,
key is, yeah.
and so everybody's been just. I think it's what was it like? They found out it was in that race, and then it was still like 2 years, and
Yeah.
nobody still is beating the race.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So
no, it was
that's
5.
Which
It
I
was
call
5 years.
bullshit. Someone
Someone
had
had to
to
do
have
that.
just accidentally, shit, I'm going reverse.
That's the
Yeah.
or had a car that had like an extra jump and jumped off another car or something.
Yeah.
And over King Kong, because ain't no way somebody couldn't come up with some bullshit wacky races vehicle from the fucking 60s Hanna-Barbera cartoons that couldn't get past King Kong.
I agree. I think
Speed Buggy could absolutely get
I was
past
gonna say
King
because this
Kong.
DeLorean would just fucking
Yeah,
start
you could
just
just-
taking off.
that took
yeah.
my version out a little bit. The fact that it had been that long and no one found it, but still.
Also, like the what is it, the Mach 5 from Speed Racers in there.
Yeah.
It's like in certain
He could-
versions
he
of
could
that it
just
can
run.
fly.
I was gonna say he could go so fast he could go through King Kong and just
Anyway,
put a hole through it.
anyway,
Yeah.
Someone could have had King Kong as their vehicle.
exactly.
That's not how
Or you
races
could've-
work. There's rules and regulations, people. Come on now.
So he does get the key there, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, he is
so
the
he
first
goes
one to get
back
the key.
and gets the key because he figures it out, and he just slams that thing in reverse and backs
Which
himself
no
all
one
the way
happened to
through.
be watching
Well,
him
yeah.
do.
It's weird how it always he goes after a key because it's like you find out where it's at and then he's like, well, let me go through his memories because I know so much about this guy, and he's like, oh wait, that's it, and then they go
Because
and
he's
then they go
looking
through
at the
it.
screen. He's like, we should just go in reverse as fast as we can.
Yeah, yeah, they make it so like
There's some
nobody
real-
went through those
There's some real
memories.
non-subtleties
Yeah.
in this movie.
He's like,
Since they wanted to do nostalgia effect, when he went in reverse, they should have played Back That Ass Up.
Oh, God.
oh, I don't know.
Definitely.
That would have brought the immersion so much.
But after he
Nostalgia.
got it, did you mention he
Artemis.
told Artemis,
Yeah.
and then he
Yeah,
told
H.
H
And then H
told
told
his
the-
friends.
Dado and Show?
Yeah.
Show, yeah, they don't show. Really cool character.
Yeah, it's all in all, like the main cast, like pretty solid character designs.
Cool.
Oh yeah, they get better as it goes
I
on.
felt
Yeah.
like the main characters, Artemis and Parzival, looked way too
They looked too
similar.
similar.
Their skin had the same
They're-
color texture.
Whatever
Yeah.
fucking fandom they're in, they're both in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They both. That's yours.
Yeah.
They both love that same show, whatever
I
it
agree.
is.
That's what I was like. The main characters were the only ones that were like, here's what I want to look like in real life or whatever.
Yeah.
And the rest of the people
Everyone-
were like, I like
Fuck
Master
yeah!
Chief.
Fuck yeah! Battletoads.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Show
okay,
and
these are the only people in the
all,
universe.
all the main people of the plot was
Or they had
all
to be
custom
Yeah,
characters.
custom
Yeah.
characters.
Man,
So
everybody else is a product.
Yeah.
the next big plot point is when he tells Artemis his name when they're dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes on a date
And
with
they
her.
come in.
Dance.
That's a really cool scene.
Get on the floor.
Yeah, and then there's all sorts of. Then like so it ends up it's like they meet, they talk, they hang out, and then he tells them the real life thing, and then the bad guys jump in the real world and come to mess everything up, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's when you start to see the real world and like
Yeah, they start to interact.
what it really means to own the
Actually,
Oasis
yeah.
kind of thing.
spoiler alert, they kill his aunt.
Yeah, blow up
And it is only
joint.
said one thing, and then it's like he forgets about it completely. Like he didn't
Yeah.
even seem sad about it.
Afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of
It's
just like
fu- you didn't
no
have to do
time.
that.
They didn't
Plot
have
point.
the same relationship as Peter Parker and Aunt May.
I mean,
Or,
well, he took
Uncle Ben.
took
Yeah.
him after his mom and dad died
So-
and raised him, essentially gave him a home.
Well,
It's
don't
like,
get me wrong, but they were
they
kind of
should've had
shit.
something.
They were kind of shit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just her, and then that was one of her many boyfriends.
Yeah.
Well, the next
They're
one,
both shit.
I guess, is when he gets captured by the mysterious tattoo guy, and he takes him to the facility where Artemis is.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
the resistance.
Yeah,
and,
technically.
And I want to point out the fact that the camera and everyone in the movie outside of Wade treats her discoloration that she has, her birthmark on her eye, like she's fucking Quasimodo.
Yeah, for real. It's
Yeah.
not even that like
Yeah.
bad.
I thought it was cool. She looked like Zuko.
I forget
Yeah.
what it's called. It's like a courthouse or sting or
That was my favorite.
I love Sting
no,
and the police.
like
Oh man.
that's like a common
reference.
like birthmark. It's
Sure.
like a dark red on
Yeah.
her face. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
though. I read a book about
But
it.
everyone acted like she looked like a human foot.
Yeah.
And it's like
No, she was fine.
it's like
Um,
it's like not that. I understand her own insecurities about it, but everyone else's shouldn't have existed at all.
Yeah. The next big thing was when they figured out the second one was about
Halliday.
Holiday. I want to say Holiday.
Yeah.
But Halliday's love interest, and that ended up leading on
To his favorite movie, which they changed for this.
What was it?
Which
It
don't get me
was.
wrong.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was.
man,
Yeah.
they could have done that Blade Runner.
They didn't get
the
the,
new
they
Blade
couldn't get the
Runner.
rights. Couldn't get
But
the
yeah,
rights.
they had The Shining.
Hey, don't get me wrong.
Which
The Shining, that probably was, in the reviews the other reviews I've seen, it's probably one of the coolest
I
things
agree.
to
the
think
most
about. Like,
faithful recreation
Yeah.
of that hotel
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
and I thought that was like, how the fuck
The
did
whole
they do
blood
that?
scene coming
Yeah.
out again.
Before he gets The Shining, he does win a quarter from
A quarter,
the butler guy.
yeah,
the-
yeah, he does.
It comes in
That
handy
comes into
later.
play later.
It
Yeah,
does.
the butler just comes in handy later, not lately. But
But yeah, The Shining.
the Shining scene, I swear, if you haven't seen this movie, you should probably go
Y'all
watch The
see it
Shining.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause it
if-
makes that
if
scene
you
so
have-
much better.
That-
I was
that's
like, I went with you.
that's really what
No,
it
I
what
don't
it comes
know.
down to is I kind of feel like this movie ruins The Shining for people that haven't seen it
Yeah, probably.
because it's just a fucking
It
every
doesn't give you the ending.
well, it gives you all the spoilers up until the ending.
I don't feel like it didn't tell me anything. I
It
didn't
changed
already
it.
know
I
about
think it
Shining.
feels
That's
like
fair.
it changed it too much. Because it went after H pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
You knew about the elevator thing
Yeah,
because of SNL.
Well, everybody knows a lot of the things, like the two girls and
Yeah.
the red rum, and some
Yeah.
people know about the old lady, which is still like
I
a
had
lot
forgotten
worse than
about
the Shining.
that.
It's still
Yeah.
a lot worse than like the original Shining.
but I do feel like it was like
Until she becomes like this crazy ass.
it would
like,
and it would have done the
and then it
same.
takes
It
a
would have done
VR
the
kinda
same
take
thing
on
to
it.
Blade Runner probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And less people have seen Blade Runner, I would say, than The
The Shining.
Shining.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen it.
Blade
I
Runner's
haven't
really
seen
good.
it.
Blade
I
Runner.
can't remember if I've seen it.
Harrison
Yeah.
Ford.
But it was a
And then there's some
good.
weird zombie dance
That, yeah.
I was
that
about to ask if that was part of The Shining.
no, it's not. It's
You guys
part of
remember that part?
it's part of some game he made, which they're referencing another game and just saying he made it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean-
obviously, they have to jump around and get to the
Then you have to dance with his
girlfriend
Yeah.
that he had, or well, the girl he went on a date with,
Yeah.
and that's how
That was
you
the
get the next
butler's
key.
wife.
And then at one point,
Yeah.
some point, that the third key that like. I don't remember who exactly figures it out, but the
The
bad
bad
guy.
The
The bad
Sixers
guys,
figure
'cause
it.
they have a
They
whole
find
team
it.
just trying to figure the
And then
riddles
they
out
get
all
that
day.
from IROC. He's T.J. Miller. I
Yeah,
think?
T.J. Miller, who was just arrested for calling in a fake bomb threat.
We'll
Oh my God.
not jump into that one, but yeah.
Yeah,
Hope
real
that's on
world
the
problems.
news.
He was in
Real world problems.
he was in Deadpool as well. He was really
Yeah,
funny in Deadpool.
yeah, he's in Deadpool too. Also,
and his character in this movie is really funny.
he was also in
um,
Yogi Bear 3D, which is the movie he credits himself in.
Stay tuned for our review cast of
Yogi
Yogi
Bear
Bear
3D.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, and
And
they
they
had,
add 3D to the channel.
they had this like level 99 wizard spell that like creates a force field around the big castle where the final key's supposed to be held. So, and then they also have Artemis. They capture her before that, so she's locked inside of there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the typical. It's
Got-
typical
you got
thing.
to
Like they start to fall in
save
love,
the
and then of
heroine.
course they're gonna take the,
Separate,
you know,
yeah.
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 In there is a scene where where the CEO of the company is talking to Parzival, and is like, "I'm just like you. I love," and then it cuts to all the people feeding him information
Yeah.
to say. It's like,
Yeah.
"I'm not a big CEO guy. I just want to go home and play Joust."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And
And he had-
which is kind of tone deaf to me because the movie did that a lot. Where it was like, oh no, we made this movie for you.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't get the fact that they made fun of themselves in the middle of it. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of did.
I think it was funny too how when he was there in the hologram, he saw his password.
Yeah.
It was a boss man like 69.
Boss Man
Yeah.
69.
Pretty good password.
Oh yeah.
Which don't use that as your password now, guys.
And don't ever
Yeah.
put a sticky note on your throne, technically,
Right.
where you put your
I'm sure it's on
VR.
the list now.
How can you forget it?
So the next big plot point is
You got to change it every
is
3
the
weeks.
war. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
war.
Out the last key is
That's
in
the climax.
Atari. So the Sixers are they're trying to play Atari games. And then there's the huge war that plans where everybody's like, Ain't gets
That's
on,
when all the references come.
Iron
Yeah.
Giant. He's
Kirby's fighting Halo.
Kirby
Dude,
was?
fucking
No,
Spawn was in that
Kirby wasn't
movie.
there.
They
No,
put
it's
Spawn
Spawn.
straight right in the
Spawn
middle,
was-
running to me. I lost it, dude. I
Todd
like yelled.
McFarlane paid so much money to have that. The
Probably.
entire screen was Spawn. Bro.
Yeah, it was just like a Spawn and like just some shit in the background just running at you. I was
Oh,
like, yes.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider's in
Yeah,
the
She
movie.
was. I didn't.
She didn't have such a like
She
clear
didn't have
appearance.
as big of a up at front and
but
center.
the good
kind of
thing
thing.
about this movie is it's rewatchable, to be honest, just so you can see all
so
the
you
other
can go
things.
back and find all the
The
characters.
plot's not.
Oh,
Don't
plot
like
is
the really
Well,
slow-
before we go any farther with the
finish
plot,
Yeah.
before we get any farther with the plot,
Not fast.
that alien scene she did against Parzival was
Man,
pretty fucking cool.
it was
actually.
great.
Aliens?
She
She's
was,
Goro.
Yeah, where she like fucking grabbed him and like took him into
She
that
acted
room.
as she changed her character.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
Goro.
Like,
She was Goro from
yeah.
Mortal Kombat,
Oh, yeah.
and she
yeah.
like
And the
she was
chest
like, you can't be
burster.
fucking Parzival out here. You got to do your.
Yeah,
you know.
and give him like a little disguise, like a
But
mustache.
the way she came from being Goro, that was cool stuff.
She gave him a suit and changed his hair.
Yeah.
Wow, good job.
Yeah. Made him
uh,
fucking Clark Kent pretty
Yeah.
much.
We didn't mention the other bad device that, whatever the big villain's name was.
Well, we haven't
Um,
got that.
He looked like Clark Kent to me, like a big
Yeah.
buff Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all he looked like.
But he
Or-
had like this doomsday
The
device.
guy from
He
Megamind.
looks like human Shrek.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I didn't want to mention that, but I'm sad she remembered.
Human Shrek.
But yeah,
When he
it-
becomes human.
yeah.
when they were trying to figure out what an adventure, like they're down there
Yeah, they were
fighting
playing
him and
Adventure.
eye-rocking them, and he just like launches that device and kills everyone.
Yeah.
Wipes
Cataclysm
everybody.
or whatever.
And then that's where that
Too bad. That coin the butler at the
Coin.
museum
Coin.
gave him, actually a extra life.
yeah. And then everybody just all of a sudden stops caring. They all just are rooting for him now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even all the Sixers and stuff, they're all like, "Yep, let's root for
That's because
our
that's the
stuff."
only way. If the Cataclysm worked, then nobody would have been able to.
I guess
You'd
that
all have to restart on
that
that
place
Oasis, I
everyone-
guess.
probably would have been hard to get back to. So
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Well, we lost everything. How are we going to get back there?"
So you're like, well, we just hope he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you're at that point. It's getting your account reset in any game.
Well,
It's
imagine
like-
Well,
this.
it's also
Imagine this, Casey. You
accepted,
play a
like
game
your
for a couple
life.
years, right?
Yeah.
And
Destiny.
you're like a
Destiny.
huge fucking like you're like a,
A lifestyle
maxed out
game.
And that's at the
warlock
end of
with
the
all
raid.
the exotics, and then some asshole that's your boss just destroys everything,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, "Fuck you,
All
boss! I
your
hope this guy
exotics are
actually
gone."
fucking wins."
And he's there at Atheon throwing solar grenades, trying to knock it off.
Yeah.
I guess I'll root for this guy. I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe
I
he's
can't
in the
make
old
it.
patch. You know?
He's trying to solo Atheon now.
Yeah.
This is
So-
the longest plot review ever.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Well, we've been jumping around.
Because it's like kind of a plot review and just kind of what we're thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
so-
that ends it. He finds the key, etc., etc. He does all his. Oh, well, there's one
He
final
finds
test.
the dude.
Yeah, he finds Halliday.
He goes
and
to sign for it and he's
sign
like,
the paper.
no.
This isn't plot review because we're also throwing in all the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he signs the paper,
No, he
or
doesn't
he
sign it.
doesn't sign the paper.
Yeah. He's
And
like,
he's like, no, this is bad. This is what you didn't want to do. And he's like, oh, you,
Oh,
you
good
do it.
job, loser.
Now come to my upstairs attic room.
Where I
and
keep
let me
a-
show you my cool toys.
He's not dead.
Well,
And
he is
then-
dead, but
He's not
That
dead.
guy
He
found
goes,
him.
"You're not in the Oasis, are you?" And he
Paladin's
was like,
not dead.
"No," and then he walked off.
he's like, are you dead? And he's like, well,
yeah, I love the fucking ending. They made him so weird and like not creepy but awkward, and it was
He
good.
reminded me, in a reference, he reminded me of Garth from Wayne's World.
Kinda, yeah.
I don't got that.
Oh, like weird
He's
and
Dana Carvey. You know, he's
I know Dana Carvey. I don't
Yeah.
know Wayne's World.
oh my god.
Also,
I don't know either.
the bad guy's about to shoot him. He finds him in real life at the end, and then he just sees like the reflection of the egg. That's like the whole thing. And it's like, oh, it's so beautiful. I'm not gonna shoot this guy, even though he's only seeing yellow light out of his thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they kiss.
yep.
Oh yeah. Then they're just like in a big chair and just making out.
Yeah, and they closed the Oasis on
It was
2
a
days a
pretty-
week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
so you get
hang
some
out
time
in
with
the
your
real
family.
world.
So they can appreciate it.
That was a pretty
So
funny
they can-
scene
so
though,
they
because it
make
was like
babies
they
that
were
wanna
trying to
play
kiss,
VR.
and then It was like, oh, we're here to talk to you, and then it was like, close the door. Let's go back to Kizzy. Oh, we need to talk to you. It's
Yeah.
fun.
The real world is the only place you can get a decent meal.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
Yeah.
So
You
there's
stand at
the
Oasis
plot.
too long, everybody.
Yeah.
You still gotta eat.
The villain's the whole bad guy thing we talked about earlier. I don't remember his name at all.
Sorrento.
Bossman
I think is what
69.
it said.
The Kia Sorrento.
The Kia Sorrento.
The Kia
I was
Sorrento.
It's a
The
fucking
Kia
car.
Sorrento.
Talk about placement
I'll
products.
look it up.
I mean, I understand.
He was from Rogue One. I think
Yeah,
he's from
yeah,
Rogue
yeah,
One.
Nolan
No,
Sorrento.
yeah, Nolan
Sorrento.
Sorrento.
Nolan Kia
Kia.
Sorrento.
Nolan Kia.
Nolan Kia Sorrento. I mean, it made sense, like what
Yeah.
he was trying to do. He wasn't like shooting for the moon.
Yeah,
He
no.
was just shooting for, hey, I'm just gonna own this other game company.
I think as a
Well,
villain,
then
he
he's
had
gonna
a good
cover
purpose.
everything in ads and make people pay for it. He
Oh,
was
absolutely.
Oh yeah, that was his
Yeah.
plot, which is kind of funny
he
in
was
the real
EA-ing
world.
the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
just
good
wanted to
He
keep
was
the
EA.
Oasis.
They should have made his initials EA.
Oh,
Oh, man. But they pretty much all he wanted to
You
do
missed
was
out on that.
keep the Oasis kind of how it was, but just put advertisements all over the fucking screen to where you couldn't really
yeah.
play it.
But you can get rid of them if you paid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you paid
premium
EA.
membership.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Spotify.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't open that.
Oh, I already did.
Shit.
There's a lot of jokes that didn't land. I would say, moving to comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are a lot of jokes that were just kind of like, oh yeah, you did a joke.
A lot of corny
It's like
shit.
it's like
Yeah.
splintering. I made a funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. 'Cause that was kind of funny at the time.
Yeah, everything was kind of basic as far as jokes
Yeah.
go between Artemis and
I mean, and to be fair, it was a
Percival.
Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like it was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah. Even if you don't know pop culture, as well, I guess as our age would be, because
Yeah.
we're
in a weird niche.
Yeah, because we get the '80s stuff a lot, but we also are with today as well. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
Memes.
yeah, we get
Think
those memes.
I do think one of the most consistently funny characters was IROC.
Yeah.
TJ Miller's character. He always had a little witty things to say.
That's the
like low-key
that's
funny.
the big skull guy, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
the
okay.
skull.
Yeah, he was pretty fucking funny
Yeah.
about his neck and all that. Like, yeah, man.
Oh,
How's it going? He's like, you know
my
what?
neck's been hurting lately.
I really need to
You
get
can
some
stand
food.
on this side of me. I don't have to turn.
Yeah, I think he was the funniest character in the film.
Yeah. Well, and like,
H is pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
H2.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I think
was about to say.
too. I think the thing I've seen about this, like reviewing this, and I've seen other reviews about it after we watched it, was a lot of people saying Parzival and Artemis are probably the boring characters,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and all the support characters are like really good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the two little, not too little, but the Asian guys,
Mhm.
they're pretty fucking awesome.
I
He
mean,
finds
yeah,
out that
they're-
one of them's, they're both ninjas
design.
technically,
The kid.
in Oasis,
One's
but
11.
one's like an 11-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
9, I
he
think.
was a
Nine or
butt
11,
of
yeah.
some jokes at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like,
What are you expecting?
You want me to say I'm 11 every time I meet someone?
Yeah.
And then at the end, going with
I was about to
action, he
Yeah.
that one on the show, was it, or whichever one,
Yeah.
pulls out the gauntlet and turns into a big Gundam.
Yeah, he turns into
Yeah.
the Gundam from like the first series.
Well,
I think it was Dido.
it's pretty
I
cool.
don't know.
Yeah, it was the old
But
one.
It
he-
shows
yeah.
the kid.
and he
Yeah, it
fights
shows the kid.
Mechagodzilla.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I think something we
That's
all mentioned
Easter
afterward was
Easter
the,
eggs and
Yeah.
action.
how incorrect it was, like unrealistic, to assume that everyone would pick like a normal character
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the
dude,
Oasis.
there would be so many anime,
Knuckles.
anime
Yeah.
characters.
There'd be so
and-
many Knuckles.
And Ugandan Knuckles. Like,
I don't.
that would be
well, here's
it.
the thing, though. How
Are they
long will
regulated?
Ugandan Knuckles last?
Yeah.
Probably a
are you
couple
kidding
months.
me? Have you s-
It's probably still a good
They-
bit in VR chat.
And I get the idea that
Well, that's like
so
its thing in
so
VR
like
chat,
everyone is the character because things were way cooler back when like we are living currently. And that's why people
Okay,
reference
this does
that
take
stuff.
place in 2045.
Yeah.
I think
They would
I-
have another meme.
I agree.
I
yeah.
think I
Yeah.
saw the White Orc from Lord of the Rings, or no, not Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Nice.
You probably
There,
did.
there were a
It's-
Yeah, that's probably
bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like, why would I want to, like, don't get me wrong, the Uganda Knuckles and stuff has its meme time, but it's like, if I'm going to go into a world where I could be anything,
And
it's like, I'm probably going to pick one of my favorite
Who,
things
who
ever.
knows? The
Why
meme
would
might
you do
be
that,
being
brother?
Tracer
Yeah.
right now. Who knows?
Yeah.
We all know who Levi would
But I
be.
think it'd be a meme.
Mechagodzilla, dude, come on.
dude, Mechagodzilla.
Man,
He'd
that
be
Godzilla.
Mechagodzilla in a diva outfit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
oh man. No,
D-
he'd be
Diva
Mechagodzilla,
pilots
but then out of
Mechagodzilla.
it, he'd be Diva.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's another robot inside a robot.
So,
an Iron Fist
Yeah.
spy in it.
What's the next big point we have, Levi?
well, I mean, we're just on the references right now.
I say we've
really.
lost it.
Yeah. So,
you just pick good references. Like,
so the Mechagodzilla, it's in the movie.
it's also in the book. So.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know this, but that Mechagodzilla is made specifically for this movie. It's not in any other Godzilla media.
Whoa.
It's not any of the other
It's
ones.
not canon.
In the
all the
book,
old Mechagodzillas, or
in the book, the Gundam is Ultraman.
That's
But-
fine, yeah.
Couldn't get the rights, and also Americans don't know who the fuck
No, they don't.
Ultraman is.
They barely know
who
what
cares?
Gundam is.
I mean, come on, man. Gundam was way cooler.
Gundam's
That
fucking
was
top-notch.
probably like one of the top 3 scenes right there, because you just see like everybody's in this big climactic fight, and then you just see him just sitting there like meditating. And you're like,
oh,
what the fuck are you doing, man?
It's
And you're
That's
like,
the
what are you
guy
doing,
that
man? And then out of
playing-
nowhere, it's like, huh? Oh, you found Ultraman?
yeah, this is the guy they have playing on the movies in Clocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jet
Yeah.
Jaguar is what I like. to
Oh
call
no,
him,
Jet
you know?
Jaguar is a different guy.
Yeah, he looks like Jet Jaguar though.
But
Same guy to me.
that was a pretty cool scene, because in the trailers, if you watch any trailers, you do see a Gundam,
Yeah.
and then you just
And-
you just kind of forget about it though,
They-
because so many references are
Yeah.
piling on you, and then you just see him meditating there for like
They
probably
gave,
a couple minutes, and you're like, and everybody's like, what are you doing, man? And he's like, it's time.
they
He's
gave
like,
that Gundam so much fucking love.
Oh man, they did. That thing was
amount
fucking
of
awesome.
the amount of screen time it got for the amount of like reference is like way too much. It was super detailed,
Yeah,
like
but it
down to like when he turns it on, there's like the light glows up on his screen. That's from episode 1 when Amuro turns on the Gundam for the first time. It's like fucking stupid reference.
Well, yeah, but that was the answer to the big villain.
Yeah.
So I mean, it had to.
Yeah.
I think it was cool.
And
Well,
the
it
Iron
wasn't the
Giant.
answer. The
And
Iron
the
Giant.
The Iron
was.
Giant, yeah.
fight.
People have
Well,
issue
yeah.
that the Iron Giant's shooting a gun in this, but then they also don't think about the fact that it's not actually the Iron
Yeah, I
Giant.
think
Yeah.
that's.
It's somebody piloting Iron Giant.
Yeah. So they can do whatever.
Yeah.
I've never seen Iron Giant.
And that person
You watch this
opted
on Netflix.
to go with the Terminator 2 reference
Oh,
when
yeah.
they fell in the lava to give the
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Hey man, I mean, you're gonna
They
lose
were
all your
totally
shit. You might as well make one more reference where you go. They made it good though. It was
Yeah.
good.
A couple other things I remember. So we talked about the tracers and like there are other
Master Chiefs.
Master Chief,
Chiefs.
yeah. But in every large group scene, to tell you how long this movie's been in development, in every large group scene, there is at least one Battleborn character.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh man.
I don't know any of those characters.
Exactly. The one I saw
They
was the
put it away.
mushroom guy
Oh.
from when we played the beta.
Yeah, I remember fucking crazy forearms guy.
Yeah. So they were banking that Battleborn was gonna hit
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah, none of us.
That or they're like they
those.
felt real bad that game tanked, and they're like, you know what? We'll put some love in this movie.
A lot of Mortal Kombat references.
Yeah,
too.
a lot of Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
It's just like the symbol.
Capcom put their money in there.
Dude, the
yeah,
egg,
Chun-Li,
the
Raiden.
egg itself is like if you that statue where those 2 dragons, those are Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
dragons right there.
The Mortal Kombat logo is just slapped on everybody's stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's references to the greatest American hero for some reason.
Oh yeah.
That show had one season like
And it
30
was
years
great.
ago.
Well, this movie overall it seemed to be targeted like towards a newer audience, but with a ton of '80s references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
aesthetically
what
it is.
Yeah, the book was written in
Yeah.
the late '80s kind of thing.
Obviously.
And
yeah.
So it
it's
was all like
yeah.
relevant stuff.
So like they updated stuff that people don't know now that they knew back
Yeah,
then.
there's
kinda thing.
there's your
So you
Master
throw
Chief,
in your Master Chiefs
there's your
and your-
Iron
yeah.
Giant,
Yeah, of
Battles.
course, tracers and stuff like that.
yeah, Tracer.
Yeah.
But you like there's like a Batman at the beginning kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like
Oh yeah, they're like you can even climb a mountain with Batman, or you can
doing
climb
the
Mount
Adam
Everest.
West climbing the rope thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
they were doing.
Yeah.
Any other big points we're gonna hit on? Or?
Not that I can think of right now.
So if you guys had to pick an avatar like that, who would you really choose? Like who would you?
It's
If
too
you had a
tough.
permanent avatar, who would you choose?
Permanent.
It's too
Yes.
tough.
Permanent.
the
See,
only
that's
one
not how
you
the
can
Oasis works.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you have
this
to die
is the
though.
way I'm making it because
Okay, so-
if you made it just okay, what are the 500 avatars you would have?
Yeah,
All right,
right.
well let's sit here. You
Get-
have one
get
permanent
VR
avatar.
chatting.
Who would you
Oh.
choose, Levi?
too tough.
I know
Well,
it's
see-
really tough.
Well,
All right, fine. Let's start
that's
with
the
me.
thing though, because
Yeah.
you can have your
Yeah.
avatar, but then you can also do other things. Like
yeah.
you could say Gundam, but you could also have like you know
I'm
how
just
he
gonna
was
be a
on
Master
there.
Chief. I just
Yeah.
want Mark 6 Halo 2 Master Chief armor.
Yeah.
Highly detailed. That's what I want.
Okay.
I think he would look fantastic. I would just sit in a mirror all day long and just like slap my helmet. Megan,
I don't
Have
know.
that full
I wouldn't be
body
able to choose
suit?
one. I'd
Yeah.
have like 6 different accounts.
if you had your favorite one, well, one of your 6 accounts, which one would it be?
One of my 6.
Yeah, what character?
One would be John McCain.
John McCain?
Oh my god.
That's fair.
I'd be the only John McCain besides John McCain
True.
himself.
That's what you think.
You think you would avatar
Ain't no
yourself?
way.
John McCain would be Megan Dowell. That would be his.
Oh man.
Sydney,
Y'all already know.
you gonna be Tomb Raider?
Hell yeah.
Tomb Raider.
just
Just
the
the
Tomb
game
Raider.
boxes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
you're,
can grab.
yeah, you're a box with arms and legs. But
No, I'm not gonna be the old original one. I'll be the new one.
no. Okay,
Oh, giving the new one love.
that's fair.
Well, no, take that back.
Cat.
He's
There's a
like,
I
cat.
still got.
Oh.
I still gonna be Tomb Raider. I'm gonna be the one for the Xbox 360 where they vamped her up and she still got.
Oh, for
she's
like
got
I know
round
what you're
boobs.
talking about.
She's
She's
not
got round
pixelated
The
anymore.
They
second
took the new
last
one
one?
and made her nice.
The one
Look
before
her
the
up,
last
everybody.
What was that? Underworld? I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking
Yeah,
on the
Super
world. That's the
Mario
one you're thinking of.
Joey?
It was still Angelina Jolie.
Who would you be, Joey?
Dude, I don't know.
Spawn.
I don't know if I'd be Spawn or my fucking Warlock on Destiny right now. On Destiny
Ooh,
1.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool character, Destiny Warlock. Lee?
I have no idea. There's too many choices.
You,
Dude,
you don't
you
have
can
One of
be
your,
anything.
one of your 6.
You could be Cloud.
One of
One of
your
your
I mean,
six.
probably just a basic like Majin Vegeta.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be cool.
shit, dude. Yeah, it'd be the Dragon Ball character. That'd be pretty awesome. Walk around as
All right,
Frieza.
I got one. Mikey from Ninja Turtles.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
I
a solid
respect
one.
that.
See, if that's the thing, if you had multiple accounts, like, we could be like, alright, dude, we could all be Ninja Turtles one night.
Yeah,
And then our other accounts, we could all be fucking, like, red versus blue characters, and it'd be really cool, man.
Yeah.
Someone make the fucking Oasis
Maybe
already.
then
I
I
know,
want to
right?
find
20
something we
years.
can do.
Seriously though, after watching this movie, like leaving with heroes, I was like, man, I'd love that. I'd love to go
Yeah.
play that. That'd
VR
be so
chat
fucking
exists.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
trash.
garbage.
Yeah.
That's what y'all think. You gotta
It's
go
not
on
on
VR
PlayStation
chat.
yet, so I don't have it.
But, one thing
Okay.
I did realize that they did about this movie, about VR, is they didn't try to make it look cool.
Yeah, everyone looks super lame. They're running around in the street.
Yeah.
What like the camera cuts, but what happens after those Master Chief guys keep running? They're running into the road.
Yeah. yeah.
Everything was like on like conveyor belts. So like your way to work, there's like a belt, so you can just.
That was the
run on
coolest
it.
thing.
Yeah.
They're like multi-directional.
But
Yeah, his
like,
setup was really cool.
Yeah, for setup at the house is totally fine. But like those people were just
Yeah,
playing
out
in
on the
public
fucking-
and
yeah.
on the street.
Everybody was
I
out there
got
playing
one.
on the street.
Um,
Okay.
It didn't make sense to me, kind of. I mean, I understood it, the rage or whatever, but like at the beginning when it was saying that if you died, you lost everything, and then it showed everybody's reactions, and like people were fucking playing it at work, and then that one guy tried to jump out the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And commit suicide, and they're like all like tackling him. I'm like,
It took over the
firstly,
rest.
how are you playing at work? I said, and secondly, like, it's not that big.
Maybe his
I
job
mean,
is to
he-
conduct business within the Oasis.
And-
Maybe he was
Oh,
on a
and
meeting.
then-
That's
and
what
then-
anyone's job would be.
And then
Exactly.
back to
Everyone's
what
there.
y'all were saying, how they're running. It's like, how are you paying attention to the game and what's really in front of you IRL?
That's the thing about VR that people
Yeah.
don't really.
That's the
Go
issue. is,
into
like,
detail
the,
about.
the omnidirectional thing in your house totally works. But
Yeah, 'cause
the
you could
outside of
do-
your house, this system does not
You
work.
have to
Yeah.
have a controller or something that it didn't show
Well,
to
yeah,
move
they
your
did
character.
say that certain things only had like the hand thing.
Yeah.
or
like
you
VR
get the
chat.
full mouse.
Yeah, you're so they're like pointing and clicking so your character's like moving forward.
Point and click.
Yeah.
It's like a MOBA. You're just
Yeah.
clicking.
Well, that's how some VR games work. You just like
Yeah.
point one of the
Yeah.
handles and you click and they'll.
Did you guys have
Jump
any
forward.
big qualms about the movie then? Any big
The
issues?
plot was just.
If I had
Shallow.
one, it would be the plot. The plot
Yeah.
was just super basic, very basic.
Yeah, but it went off
White
the
girl.
To
movie.
be fair,
I didn't like the cliche.
the
with the
plot
girl.
itself, the plot itself was a reference to 80s movie plots.
Yes, it was.
What do you mean by that?
Because it's
Good guy saves bad girl.
good guy beats bad guy, saves girl
Gets the
Oh.
in the same 3-part breakdown of like
Sure.
beginning, super climax after they figure things out,
Yeah.
and then enormous resolution.
you know.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
It's the
fair.
underdog's the hero.
Yeah, it's just in reference to itself.
Can we just talk about how that one bad chick at the end got fucking knocked the fuck out with that fire extinguisher?
Oh
what?
yeah,
Oh, the fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I'm trying to remember that.
Walked.
Where she jumped
gets
onto the
kicked
van
out of the
and
back of the
little
van.
kid
Oh,
hits
yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing, he goes,
Yeah. Hey man, real world problems
So-
are always worse than Oasis problems.
So I guess now we got it. It's time to rate it.
Out of
of
so
12.
Joey and Sydney, we rate on the show. We rate out of 12. So
Out of 12, huh?
On the
Yeah.
12
Yeah.
scale.
so what would you rate the movie out of 12?
Why are you doing us first?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
He
I'll give it
understood
like
you.
a
It's not
9.
Okay,
you.
okay.
9.7.
9.7 out
It's
of
like
12.
8 out of 10, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go 10.
10.
Yeah, 10 as well.
It is a
10.
yeah.
I give it a 9.
Cause you gotta, yeah.
I think I'm around a 9 as well. It's a good movie. The plot is real weak, but
I enjoyed it.
I think
It
it's solid
it
as
does
movie.
have the
Maybe
rewatch
9.5.
power,
Yeah.
just based on the fact that you can go back and see, hey, there's my favorite character from
Yeah.
whatever.
I already told
Yeah.
you my qualms, that's why I deducted 2 points, so 10.
Oh.
There you go.
Good.
So overall, it's
Any
really,
other
like
any other comments? Sorry.
Yes, I have a comment.
We'll
So,
pick a, I'll
Shut
let you
up!
pick your part.
so now Joey and I we watch like the movie sins on YouTube where he is the guy.
The channel's called Cinema Sins. You talking about the everything wrong with blah blah
Yeah.
blah in the movie titles?
And
Yeah.
then he deducts points or whatever.
Sure, sure.
I do that now with everything that we watch.
Oh yeah. She finds
Deducting
it.
points
I
as you
did-
go.
I did it with Tomb Raider. I did it with Ready Player One. I
Oh.
just watch it. I'm like sin, sin.
Well, if you, I don't know if you've ever seen those. Have you ever seen those?
The
No.
everything wrong with
Yeah,
Blake.
yeah.
Yeah.
He like picks things that are like just obviously wrong.
But I disagree with him.
Like say there was blood on somebody's shirt one scene and then the next scene it's gone. Kind
Yeah.
of things like that. He just
Just
picks out like little
Or like
little
somebody,
things.
yeah, like I see that a lot
Or
in like
things that
Game
don't
of
make
Thrones,
sense.
where somebody's hair's like all in their
Yeah.
face, and then immediately next scene,
It's
their hair's
perfect.
completely
Yeah, yeah.
fixed. I'm like,
It's like stuff like that. It's kind of like yeah.
Like, I didn't agree with his everything wrong with Coco.
No,
the gorilla?
Leave Coco alone.
No.
no, the movie.
It's
She knows
a
sign language.
Hispanic movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I want,
Allegedly.
okay. Are we done with this?
Yep.
No.
So that will
Wait.
do it for this for
We are
this
done with
this movie review.
This was very hectic compared
Yeah.
to our others.
I need to speak my mind.
So
You were.
so if you guys like this, we'll do more. I mean, we're probably gonna go see movies
Anyway.
like this anyway.
Hopefully.
So
Hopefully more movies occur. We
Yeah.
should try to go see Rampage.
That's what I wanted to see.
No. Okay.
see you guys next time.
Bye!